Motion.
I'm gonna call the meeting to order, maybe.
Okay.
Can I do it now? Okay, I'm calling the I'm calling the July 24th meeting of the White Lake Library Board to order at 6:45. And the first thing we do is, I did that, Pledge of Allegiance. You always forget. Please not. Okay, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. You want to do roll call?
Yeah. President Jennifer Schultz here, Secretary Karen Wines here, Trustee Eric Shotwell
Here.
Trustee Carrie Francis
Here.
Vice President Richard McGlue and Treasurer Gwendolyn Newton are absent excused, and Director April Stevenson and Assistant Director Amy Rosen are in attendance.
Okay. Does someone want to make a motion to approve the agenda?
Motion to approve the agenda.
Second. You were so fast. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. That's 3. Okay. There's no public this evening, so we will skip public comments. We do not have any presentations this evening, so we'll skip that. Does someone want to make a motion to approve the minutes from last week? It's like almost 2 pages. It's a lot of minutes.
I will make a motion to approve the minutes.
And I have a second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. I do not have an officer report for president.
I do not have a report.
Rich is not here, so
That's why I.
no one's making a report for him, seems. And then the last is treasurer's report. Are you covering that for us?
Yes.
Okay,
in the
Carrie's
absence
gonna
of-
make that since Gwen's not here.
Yes, in her absence, I would like to make a motion to accept the bills for payment as presented.
I will second the motion.
Oh,
I did want
Yes.
to add one thing to that,
Yeah.
and you're all good with it. But I did just want to draw your attention to the new additions that were made to the CD, the color coding, which will help to explain. Gwen and I met with Joe, to kind of get some
yeah,
things changed up, and one of the ones was to make sure that we could see whether something was redeemed or rolled over, and so he did color code that with explanations.
okay.
Okay,
Excellent.
thank you.
So we had a motion, we had a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. 3 ayes, 3 yeses. All right, you're up for April.
Oh, oh.
Let's go up. There we go.
I do want to call one more thing to the, under the current cap disbursements.
Mhm.
One change we also made on the big one, we made it large. Okay, so it's an
Yeah.
extended one.
Yeah.
And it shows the total,
Yes.
so the total for me. Okay.
Okay, thanks.
Director's report. So good news, we received our insurance distributions. We had the net assets and then the state pool, so both of those came in, so very exciting. Just getting any type of funding is exciting.
Just for my notes, what does MMRMA stand for?
It is the Michigan Municipal, give me a minute, I never remember. It is our insurance company, our property insurance, but. Michigan Municipal Risk Management, yeah, I should know that.
Got it.
I really should.
Thank you.
Mhm.
I go way back with that. Okay, I received a request from the Highland Library Director. Their staff in service is still in November. And they asked us if they could bring their staff over for about an hour in the morning to visit to see how we do things here.
Great.
Nice.
And learn some things from us and visit our medical lab and our different departments. So definitely can do that. Very excited.
Good.
Very nice.
We are hosting the Highland White Lake Business Association coffee here on Friday, August 9th. That is at 8 a.m. I believe I sent out a calendar request, so if you can be here, that is great. The biggest thing under this board news and network is Swiss Farm Festival table coverage. So that is Saturday, September 7th and Sunday, September 8th. If in any way you could come and do an hour and a half, 2 hours, whatever works for you, please let me know at your earliest convenience, so I can plug you in. Right now it's wide open. It goes from about 10 to 4-ish. But you usually want to get there a little bit ahead, especially if you're the opener, to get things going. I will try to be there. It's my goal. I usually like to open it, help close or wherever people need me. I just can't guarantee it this year because with my son and daughter-in-law's baby coming, I may have to spend a little bit more time doing that. So, so I am looking for some coverage for that. So let me know.
That's September.
September 7th and 8th, Saturday, September 7th and Sunday, September 8th, this Farm Festival.
I'll certainly commit to a shift. I'll just double check my calendar and then get
Yeah,
back
check
to you.
my calendar too.
Thanks. The Friends have their table right next to ours, and certainly they always help us out if we need a spot too. So just trying to get everyone that opportunity. Board news networking, Jen and I, like she said, have met with our Image 360 rep to further design the donor tree, the dedication plaque, and some additional acoustic improvement quotes for the IT lab in the mix. And then Gwen and I met with our accountant to discuss board financial report updates, which I drew your attention to some of those. Circ is doing well as normal. We're going to finalize, well, I should say TLN is finalizing, and Kim was on that committee, the teacher card committee. And so we are initially TLN is going to offer teacher cards, which is a little bit different and more extended to help them with their educational goals and curriculum for their students, which will help our White Lake children. Communications and marketing. I draw your attention to the summer concert series there. These concerts have been great. We had the Arts Clusian Trio, which was last week, which was some great Armenian folk jazz music, very unique. And then we just this Monday had Rick Leader, and that was a rockin' concert. That was really good. Because we're saying, you better have him back next summer. Okay, we're on it. Also draw your attention to 1,000 Books before kindergarten party. That was great. And we're going to be having our birthday bash on August 7th. You won't want to miss that one. So that is the end of summer reading bash / birthday party. So don't miss out on that.
Is that a Wednesday?
It's a Wednesday evening. Yep. Director connections. I had a meeting with the Township Supervisor regarding construction, and so not much to say about it, except that they're hoping that by mid-August, they'll have the separate entrance open and we'll be coming in that way, which would mean that the back part of Elizabeth Lake Road could potentially be complete, but
Why is that? Why again? So when would that?
mid-August-ish.
Okay.
Yeah, we're keeping the ish on there.
Yep.
So hopefully with that, and that would mean that from that point of our property line to the back entrance to Kroger, where you can get to the gas station from the back end entrance side there behind Kroger, that would be blocked off. So coming from Elizabeth Lake Road, M59 area would not be possible. You'd have to come around either town center or potentially the other side of Elizabeth Lake Road. So fingers crossed. But that's what's going on there, and nothing more than committee meetings this month, which is good. The construction, as I said before, the construction turf stakes actually wound up breaking 3 areas of our sprinkler system. More than the township notified as of to print, I can tell you that it is fixed now. We found out it was 3 when Progressive, our company, came out and was taking a look. And we looked over there and there were some township cones around the area and we looked down in there. And it looked like there had been some sort of fix, that the township had made some sort of fix. When our company looked at it, they said that that was not an appropriate fix. And I said, well, let's take a look, let's turn on the water to test it. Because they hadn't turned on the water and luckily they hadn't buried it yet. Because when we turned on the water and came back, it was already gushing through one of the couplers. So it had like, almost like a rubber type of thing with 2 silver couplers on each one. They said that that is not how they would fix it and they would fix it with PVC pipe to match, and which they did. They fixed it. In the meantime, when they turned everything on, they found a third break and they fixed that. So everything is fixed and I've been working with the township supervisor and they are going to cover their, the charges that are due to their breakage. And our company will just break that bill apart so that we can send it to them separately. So that's what's going on with that. Still waiting on Johnson Controls to get a date to address our ongoing issue. What we're trying to do with that one is they're due to come out for their preventative. So we are under a contract that they come out for so many hours each year to do preventative maintenance. Our contact there, who knows our system very well, is trying to arrange to have the mechanic portion of it come out at the same time they do the preventative. So it can be it all at one, which is a cost saver. So we're going to see if we can get that done. And then we are working on interviews this week to replace our facilities specialist. So we've had 2 interviews so far. And that's going pretty well. We'll see how that goes. Got another one tomorrow and some more that we could potentially look at and interview. Friends held their quarterly meeting and more information will be coming from that, but everything is going well financially for them. The only thing that came up was they still might need a cement pad for that memorial. They've added some cement to the individual areas, but it's just not quite holding them as securely as they'd like, but they're going to discuss what they want to do with that. Which is interesting because I know originally when we talked about it, a cement pad we were thinking of doing a cement pad. I know they had talked about doing a cement pad originally, but so we'll see how that goes. Amy has been quite busy this month. She taught them Northville District Library how to use oral acquisitions. And she actually wrapped up the work with ADT Everon on the FOB system. And so that is up and running. And she also conducted a survey on behalf of the e-content committee regarding Hoopla service. Chelsea has accepted our offer to transition from part-time to full-time. And otherwise than that, Youth and Teen, our first Adventure Club program had 30 people in attendance, so we're quite happy with that.
Wow.
That is part of strategic planning, so to have outdoor type of programming. STEAM kits are and Storytime backpacks so popular. We are bringing out more. We're developing more, and SRP is going great. Current SRP stats as of Tuesday, July 23rd. There are 237 more readers as of Tuesday, July 23rd than we had at the end of last summer. So that's quite exciting. So total registrations right now so far as of July 23rd, 762 total registrations. We're going to keep pushing. I hope by next year we're going to break that 1,000 mark. That's my goal. So if you haven't signed up yet, please make sure you do. Kudos to staff. Thank you to the staff for assisting with facilities duties while we look for someone to fill that position. That has fallen a lot on Heather and Amy because they've done a lot of that. I've done a little bit of cleaning here and there, some accidents that have occurred, but otherwise than that, they're doing a great job. And thank you to our staff for responding quickly to the CrowdStrike issue. Luckily, we didn't have too many things go down that we weren't able to either bring up right away, or our IT consultant was able to come in and make sure that those were properly taken care of. So nothing lost. So that was good. And then, as I will show you later on, one of our off stations died. and very popular, so we're looking at a replacement. I want to talk to you about that later. Stats. Nothing really to report on stats. Your account was high in June. We did our book sale, record breaking numbers. Down a little bit in public computers and Wi-Fi.
Okey-doke. Is that it?
That would be it.
Thank you, April. As far as committee reports, I don't think we have anything for finance. Because it didn't meet.
We didn't meet yet.
Yeah, strategic planning didn't meet. Policy committee. You guys met, right?
Yep, we did.
What do you wanna, anything you wanna talk about, or is that what this is for here?
Well, just to go backwards from the list of things that are here, the confidentiality policy. We looked at it and want to make sure that there's not duplicates between the other policy and this one, and sort of when we blend them in together.
Okay,
So that's coming back in August. Where we'll probably have a review of that prior to the August board meeting. We'll do a review of that and see if we can, if there's anything we need to cull out of the other things. Sorry, my voice is going tonight. April, you said that we'd heard back from the auditor on the fund balance policy. So, and we're gonna talk about that next meeting as well.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we reviewed the record retention policy and the other policy that's called the retention of record. So, we made a suggestion to change the title of the record retention of records policy to call it patron records. And we just moved it and shifted it down in the process. Other than that, there was no major change to it. That cover everything, I think. Our next meeting will be, is it just prior to this one in August?
Yeah.
One more.
sounds
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
That's what I thought, yep.
there's not much on building committee. We met with another potential supplier on the acoustic tiles, and then in our meeting with the Image 360, they told us, oh, we do those too. So I said, go ahead and bid, right? So there, we're gonna get a third bid on that, which is
That's
nice.
good.
Hopefully we'll have something to review at the next meeting, I would think. And our next meeting is first Monday. So that's
Yeah,
just next
Monday.
week,
Monday,
week
August
after
12th.
next, the
Yeah.
12th, okay. All righty.
With that building committee, I thought about this last time when you were talking about the facilities person. Do you think there's any value in having them involved in any of the meetings at all, like to listen in or hear about anything? I just think it might, since the facilities people handle some of the things like maintenance of whatever might break in here, things like that. I don't know if there's ever an opportunity to talk with them. I
We
don't
don't
know,
have
or
one
if we
right
don't
now.
do that.
Right?
It's interesting you should say that because, yeah, one of the interviewees we were talking to was very knowledgeable. And that I did ask and say, and they're local. So I did say, you might be actually good to consult.
Right, that was sort of what I was thinking. Is that
so-
There's some things we're sort of doing in separate that might,
And yeah, I did get a chance to also ask him about, because maybe the building assessment might be a good thing to consult him on.
Mhm.
Because he had a lot of experience, but he was saying that there's companies that's all they do. And I was talking to Jen about that today, that might be something we might be able to look into. But spot on, yeah.
Mhm. You gonna be on the building committee too?
I'm sorry. Do I want to be in the building committee? Not at this time.
Okay,
To do.
so new business, we've got this new policy that's sitting right here on public records.
So what this is, I wanted to show you the whole thing that we currently have and where I want to change things. And this is what we were, Eric was talking about the policy committee. So if you look at, you've got 4D, public access to library records. If you look at 4DC, retention of records, that is our retention of records policy that we approved last month, okay? That should be moved to 4F. Okay? If you look at 4F currently, is retention of records, but it's shouldn't be there because that's not what it's referring to. It's saying no permanent records kept by the library of a patron's browsing history. So that should be renamed to patron records and moved to 4DC. Switch.
So 4F is going away.
No, 4F is gonna become
Retention of records.
retention of records. The full-on policy that is listed right there.
So it's retention of records, not renamed patron records. Yes, not confused. You confused me and I was at the meeting, which I understood at the time. Say that again.
Yeah, so retention of record
Okay,
is gonna be currently is 4F, retention of records, is gonna be renamed, I'm suggesting, patron records. And move patron records to 4DC
okay.
and take the current 4DC and move it to 4F. Because that is retention
So
of records.
4DC now becomes
Patron records.
4F patron records. Or 4F retention of records.
Retention of records.
Got it.
Yeah.
I knew it was
It's
there.
gonna be 4.
So, and I. Yeah,
Got it.
Okay.
that makes sense. Can we say it again?
Yes, next, I think
It's,
it's,
yes, it does. But I don't know why I understood when we were. in
Is
the
it
meeting.
4DF or 4F?
4F.
4F. And the other one is 4DC.
Okay.
Patron records.
Gotcha.
And next month, we're not quite done with this whole 4D because that's, but I'm not gonna go down there right now.
But maybe next meeting we'll be voting.
Next meeting, we will be looking at the confidentiality stuff,
Okay.
and that would be 4DB. So that's a whole different thing. We don't have to worry about how that affects the rest of the other stuff I'm asking.
Okay.
Okay.
So do we want a motion on this?
No, yes.
I think so, because it's a policy.
Yes, but I meant like today. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, let me figure it out. So we are trying to apply for our retention of records.
yeah, I think if we're gonna make a motion, I think it should be made, a note should be made in the motion that there's no substantive change to the actual text of the policies. It's just a
It's just
reorganization
Mhm.
and the name of the 1 second. But we didn't really add or remove anything from the policies themselves. Figure out how to wordsmith that.
Yeah, that's what I'm, okay, so. Okay, so is this two different things or is this all in one? It's all in one.
I think you could do it all.
Gotta get it all worded. Okay. And. All right, so. Let me see if I got it. I would like to move that we. That we change 4DC retention of records to 4F. Is that correct? Okay,
Mhm.
and 4F. And 4F to be renamed Patron Records and be moved to 4DC. That's my motion.
I will second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. Please vote. All right, April, what's going on with the AWE station?
Okay, so one of our all stations, it had a minor crack in the screen and we were living with it and then it died. We lived with it for quite a long time. These are extremely popular machines. They have software that is loaded on them, so you're not having kids go on the internet. It's just a nice way for them to get developmental educational gains from early literacy through about sixth grade. So very popular. The reason I'm bringing this to you, it is only 4,000. It is definitely for the financial policy under the limits. It's not something I would need to get a quote for or anything like that. But because the money would come out of the equipment fund and that money is currently assigned per the budget for the things that are in that budget. We're done with spending out of that budget for what we had originally assigned it for, and there is extra funds. So I just thought it was appropriate to come to the board to say, is it possible for me to use those extra assigned funds to purchase a replacement station?
I think that's fine.
I do
Did,
too.
did stuff come in less than we thought it would, or did we not do
Yes.
something? Okay, well, good.
So we
Yes.
don't need a motion or anything because that is within the,
Well, we actually don't, I don't think, because it's under
It's
$5,000
within- right.
expenditure. What do you
I just wanted
think?
to- I just wanted to come because
Yeah.
it is assigned and I know we don't have the fund balance done
Yeah.
yet, but just in looking at the proposed fund balance,
Mhm.
I felt it appropriate to ask.
Yeah, well, thanks for asking, and I'm glad things cost less than we thought they would.
Yeah.
So it's really not a difficult decision to make.
you know, and it's
Wow.
it's a worthwhile expenditure.
Mhm.
And if I
What
get
else?
the okay, if I do this before the 28th, we get a discount, so.
Okay.
It's
It's even
Even
better.
better, yeah.
Good,
Great.
Great, thank you.
you're welcome.
Kids will be very happy.
Yay. And we have no old business. So unless someone has something to add, we're ready to adjourn, which is so exciting.
I'll make a motion to adjourn this meeting on Wednesday, July 24th at 7:12 PM.
I will second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
There we. Thank you, Amy.
Have we set a record?